Yo, we live. Yo, my fault. I was like a minute late. A minute late. Oopsie. Oopsie. Nobody saw that. Nobody saw that. Wait, let me make sure that this shit is working and my audio is working. And wait a second. Live actually though. All right, now we actually good. We actually good. Nice, nice, nice. Yes, we back. We got the storytelling penguin in the background today. Vibes are immaculate. It is a Friday. Gunna just dropped an album. Everybody else who dropped absolute trash music, but Gunna dropped a banger album, got me floating. What else? What else? What else do we got new today? I don't know. We got hella news. We got the BlackRock ETF trust. It's a spot trust, unlike GBTC, so it functions a little differently. Uh, Neo Tokyo has some Neo Tokyo Bytes 2.0 dropped, so everybody's like hyped about that, and I'm watching price like drop like crazy. Sounds about right. What else? What else? Anything else that I'm missing? Yeah, Bitcoin Earn, they got a 4% yield. Some other news by some governments. Some SWE NFT news. Let's get into it. Let's get into the charts. Let's start off with that. Wait, that's not the charts. All right. Monitor. There we go. That's the chart. All right, weekly. Same exact setup. Volatility super low. Pivot is 28. Nothing super interesting right now. We'll move on. 5-day, exact same thing. Let's just move on directly. 2-day. All right, the 2-day setup is still in play. It looks like it might be slowing down. So our pivot point right now is 25.7. We are 25.690. Plus we had like some pretty wick. So everything looked pretty terrible yesterday. And then yesterday's close was actually really good. It just turned out to be a massive wick. And then today, same exact thing. We just had another massive wick. Oh, my lighting's also terrible. It'd be like that. So everybody got scammed to the downside. You know, everybody was like super beara, like, oh my god, Tether is going to zero. Everything's going to shit. And then Tether ended up being the bottom, as per usual. Sounds about right. Let's go to the daily. The daily pivot is 25,258, and then this results in a Joule turn up once we do confirm. So that'll be tomorrow close above the stochastic. So we need 2 days to confirm, and then that'll be a pretty bullish sign. That'll be a pretty bullish signal. That signal at the bottom is probably in. We ended up not going below 35 in the 12-hour on Joule, so this signal is no longer really in play again. This is super weak, so I wouldn't really take this as like a trade. But we did have like an insane fake out to the bottom, and then we've already recovered like 3%. Not really super insane, but we're at like yesterday, or not yesterday, like a few days ago when we were wicking towards 25.5. That was like the scary part. Pete Matic, I think Matic's going to zero now. Yeah, Matic's going to zero. Like, what do you expect? But yeah, so we had some like fake outs. Matic is just the heaviest bags of them all. It's always going to zero. Until they go to zero, they're always just gonna go to zero. It's really bad. But 2-day setups don't play. 21 hasn't crossed below, so the yellow hasn't crossed below the green, which is a good sign. The goal is to get above the yellow before it crosses below the green. That would be like a very bullish sign, the 21. Or that'd be a very bullish sign, the 2-day. This 2-day volatility expansion is still in play though. So until we cross this pivot, this is still an absolute risk. And it's gonna be like you need to confirm. So until it confirms that we still are at like some scary territory. Let's go to the 1 hour. So this ended up being like an inverted Gary Gensler head or a Bart Simpson head, as people like to call it, a Bart. Just looks like everybody shorted the bottom, which is how sentiment was. Everybody like, I'll pull up a tweet actually. Let me pull up a tweet. If I can find it. I think it's all the way here. Yeah, don't hate on the bomb stars to give you the juicy entries. This guy was June 10th was literally, I'm out. It's over. Been a great few years. Like everybody kind of sold the bottom. They sold the bag. Unfortunate. I mean, to be fair, he tweeted this like here. and we did end up going lower. But technically, we're at the same level as we were literally, what is this, a week ago, 6 days ago. So people are like, sentiment is pretty bearish. I hope sentiment isn't super bullish. I don't think it is. I think everybody's still pretty bearish, and I think that's a very good sign. And I'll get into funding rates and stuff in a little bit. Volatility on the 1 hour super low, but 21's crossing right here. What I would end up taking this as a long. I would wait for Jewel to turn up, or for volatility cross above at least 10. But this, I would look for a long signal here. This looks super bullish to me on the 1 hour. We just completely flipped this whole area, and we're flipping all trend. Let's go to let's go to 6 hour. I think 6 hour had something interesting. Yes, we had a Jewel signal here on the 6 hour where we turned up above below 35. So 6 hour probably see a mean reversion. I would expect a mean reversion up to 26, and funny rates support this, and I'll go into it a little bit. 30 minute looks pretty good to me. Trend is fully flipped. Looks like just like an insane bear trap right here. Again, 15 minutes, same thing, just insane bear trap. Trend fully flipped. I don't know what happened this candle. I don't know what news just came out. I am fully out of the loop. This is insanity to me. This is like complete degeneracy. I don't even know how this happened. I would assume the way I would take it as like a chart, if you wanted to trade this, whichever side closes below is like the side we probably get a breakout. You just take that as the range. But this looks to me that you just liquidated all longers in this one candle, in this fucking one, yeah, like 1% move in one candle. That's insane. And you just liquidated all shorts, and then, or all longs, and now we're about to like go to the upside. That's what I would guess. But I logically could not explain to you why this happened. I have not been paying attention to the news. Well, I have. I don't know why this happened. I'm actually confused. But fuck it, we ball. We move on. I did want to pull up this chart. So after this candle, we're seeing net shorts here. We're seeing net shorts be way below net longs. So, but what this candle did, it kind of killed all what's it called? Like I literally said with, all right, so this is net open interest, and open interest is basically how many trades are in. And this one candle just like kind of killed open interest instantly, and also made net shorts like super low. So yeah, basically liquidated shorts and longs. That's what it looks like to me. Just liquidated a bunch of shorts and longs. Net delta is long, so it means more people are probably longing the shorting. But this looks like we just filled this whole liquidity. So I would not put any bias on this data anymore. Like back here, I would have been like, yeah, this could be kind of bearish. Now there's like this data's kind of worthless. Like as of the last 15 minutes, 30 minutes. So unfortunate. All right, let's just get into funding rates. So funding rates look pretty high on Crown, but I don't know. They've just always been high on Crown. It's been pretty meaningless. I think that's also because you do need volume or open interest, and open interest is pretty relevant to the bigger picture. And it has come down now, especially now. On Levitas, it's literally meaningless. It's not any number that means anything. It's not above 0.009, not below, or not negative. So Byzantine General, he's actually a pretty big Twitter account. I've just started following him, but he tweeted this out where he's using this thing called Velo. So this is Velo. I'm DMing them right now. I'm trying to get access to their alpha, their beta, whatever it is. It looks really cool to me. And basically, if they have open interest, which I already have something that I really like for open interest. I really like this aggregated by Leviathan, but they have aggregated funding, and I think their aggregated funding is really good, like from what I've been seeing. So, and to have that directly on a chart would be super convenient. Directly, oh, if I could just open up my trading view and just have it, it'd be sick. So I'm DMing them, and he's showing that aggregated funding has been coming down. He tweeted this just like 4 hours ago, 5 hours. So I don't know how relevant this analysis is now, but he's saying that open interest is going up slowly, which it was. This is pretty much the same chart to be honest, and it kept going up, and then while aggregated funding is going down, which is pretty much similar to what I'm seeing on Livitas with open interest here. Uh, Other than that, so this is a pretty bullish signal. where basically we're currently consolidating. Seems like sentiment is pretty dog shit, and we're consolidating, and on lower term time frames, we've completely flipped trend. So this is actually a very bullish signal. It needs, like, I would probably say 26 is where I would look at, and we start closing around 26. This ends up being super bullish on higher term time frames. As I've been saying, like on lower term time frames, we've been just grinding, or not on the lower term, on the higher term time frames, we've been just grinding sideways, even though it looks like a downtrend, which it is. Let me just, even though this is a downtrend, let's go to the daily actually. We're getting or lower highs and lower lows. It really more is a volatility play because we're not like breaking down like these really fast moves that mean a lot. These 30% moves in a day. We're moving like 10% down and then 10% up and then 10% and then 10%, if it's gonna work, and then like another 10% down and then another like 6-7% up and then another 10% down, and then we're bouncing like 7% on a candle and day. What does that mean? It means we're just going sideways. So, like we're having all this price action that's built to break bots and break like these lower term time frame traders and just absolutely wreck them. And meanwhile, we haven't like put in any actual moves. Technically, overall, we're down 20% in this, which seems pretty bearish. So but this is in a greater uptrend. On the weekly, this is an uptrend. Look, higher highs and higher lows on the greater on the bigger picture. And so to me, this still looks like just a consolidation before we put another like 40% move up. That's what I would take a guess. Another 40% move up into 35. And we're seeing a lot of wiki action. We're seeing a lot of people become super bearish in the time feed. And a lot of people absolutely exiting alts, especially with alts. That's like the biggest thing where you're seeing alts get absolutely destroyed due to the uncertainty. So I think overall this is a very bullish setup. We do need confirmations, as I keep saying. 2-day needs the jewel to cross up, and needs this and needs the us to cross above the pivot, which is 25.7. So we still need these confirmations on these higher term time frames. But I think this sets up into a really bullish weekly, especially if we can get above 28, which really isn't that far. 28 is what, a 10% move up, 15% move up. Yeah, like 10% move up, and we turn up on the weekly, and we could potentially start getting volatility to move, and that becomes like we end up getting like 3 candles where we move up 40% in 3 weeks straight. And I think that scenario is very possible and can happen really fast, faster than anyone can realize. Now that scenario still needs to confirm, and we're still in risky business, but we're not as in much risky business as yesterday. Yesterday looked really bad, and then we ended up closing the 2-day. Instead of we were down all the way to 24.7. We end up closing it at 25.6 yesterday, which is a very good sign. It shows a lot of strength in the market. All right, so yeah, and I think in the short-term time frames right now, funding. I don't know what funding. Well, I mean, based on Levitas, funding is pretty much that level that they're showing it at, and I think it's a good sign. And just had shout out to Velo. Their tools look super clean. Trying to get access. Heart long. Oh yeah. Apparently it's a fucking holiday today. I don't know why. Apparently it's Juneteenth. Bro, I was like, dude, like I don't know. I woke up today. I was like, oh, it's a normal day, and then apparently it's holiday. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So honestly, because it's a holiday, that means that Spy isn't is it? Are they trading? I'm trying to figure out if stuff oh, things are still trading today. So is it a holiday? Like, what is it? It's such a random holiday. If the stock market's still open, it's not a real holiday. All right. You gotta laugh. Little credit to Pentoshi's based between these charts. This is Bitcoin versus the Nasdaq, and Bitcoin versus ES, which is the S&P 500. And if you look at it, we just rejected versus the S&P 500. We just rejected off the 2018 high, and versus the Nasdaq, we didn't even reach that level, but that level is a lot higher, and it shows how weak Bitcoin is overall versus TradFi, which is kind of sad to see, but it's pretty funny. Boom markets are actually destroying us. It's quite entertaining, but it's kind of sad. All right, Celsius. So update with Celsius. So if you don't know, Celsius went bankrupt. They were you basically get yield. You can earn yield by locking up your Bitcoin, your ETH on them, and you get yield on your Bitcoin, your ETH. They end up going bankrupt, and they're currently selling all altcoins from all customers except custody and withhold accounts starting July 1st, and will be converting them into Bitcoin, Ethereum. So this is another reason why all alts could be selling off, and they'll be selling off all their alts, and they're buying Bitcoin, Ethereum instead, and keeping it in Bitcoin, Ethereum, which will have less volatility, but will cause a lot more sell-offs for alts, which might be also one of the reasons we started seeing a sell-off. Like somebody knew about this, and this is starting July 1st, so this hasn't even begun yet. So this is going to start taking effect next month. So it's not really a good sign for alts. Let's pull up total 3. I need to add total 3 to my side, but it could mean that big total 3 continues to go down, and which is basically all the market cap of all altcoins excluding Bitcoin, Ethereum. And then we can start seeing Bitcoin dominance continue to go up, which we're seeing it slow, like grind up right now. This is one of the strongest uptrends I've seen in a while. This is the daily. Like I would expect this to continue going up. Like this is a very bullish chart, and we've crossed above this level. With this recent crash where all alts shit themselves, we recently basically got out of this whole accumulation level, and I could see us making a run all the way up for like 58, like 58 to 52 to 58. Like that's like the levels you could start to see Bitcoin start to run at, and I would expect to start topping around there. I would expect alts to start like putting in like all to start rallying insanely, and then so like let's say we get all the way up to 52, and then we'll pull back all the way down to like back to 48, or if we get all the way to 58, then start pulling back. 58 seems really high to me. Some people are super bullish Bitcoin dominance. They think, oh, we're going to 80%, 70%. I don't see a scenario, but it could be interesting, especially with the BlackRock ETF. So let's get into that. So BlackRock are filing for a Bitcoin ETF trust. Now, there's a lot of mixed reactions to this. Let's see. All right, so let's look at Satoshi, how he's feeling about it. Everyone before, we hate BlackRock, we hate the suit, screw the system, they are frauds. Everyone down 99%, while BlackRock is getting in. This is great. In 2 years, I might only be down 90%. Where the I hate BlackRock tweets, lol, there's probably thousands and thousands about how they are taking everything from everyone. So yeah, it's kind of entertaining how people flip at the dime for their narrative. And are BlackRock trying to steal your bitcoins? Probably. That's might be why we're dumping in order for them to accumulate more. Could be an interesting scenario. But let's continue. Somebody tweeted this out. Devil's in the details. BlackRock wants to hard fork Bitcoin in order to control the Bitcoin network. This is fucking 2017 again, etc., etc. In the event of a hard fork, the sponsor. So basically, in the fine print, what it's saying is that if there is a hard fork, then BlackRock will pick whichever one they want. It's not about which is the most valuable one. It's about which one they prefer, right? That's what the actual fine print says. And Jeeves is literally saying some of y'all shouldn't try to read the fine print because you're retarded. It's facts, bro. Like, this is a pretty retarded take. Like, I don't know why you're creating these conspiracy theories. Like, it's a very probable scenario that a hard fork could happen in the future. Like it's not like it's not like, oh, this is never going to happen. There's precedent for it. And because there's precedent, just like in history books where you learn from that history, you need to be protected against it. And that's why they're protecting themselves in the fine print, so against that precedent that has happened before. It's a pretty retarded take. But going back to the BlackRock ETF, is it bullish or is it not? Is it bullish Bitcoin? Absolutely. Because if BlackRock are basically the biggest asset manager in all of America, and if they're buying a crypto, then it is very bullish. Or if they're supporting Bitcoin, then it's very bullish because they kind of run the financial system low key. They hold like 8 trillion like assets, something insane. And if they want something to happen, they can get it happen. If they want Gary Gensler to be like, yeah, Bitcoin's good, which he's already said it's good, or he basically has. So like that means Bitcoin is probably good, and they're probably gonna get their ETF. Obviously, they haven't gotten their ETF trust yet, and also it's not a normal ETF. It's ETF trust, but it's still a good sign. And I'll explain what that means in a second. And what does that mean for Bitcoin dominance? It means Bitcoin dominance could end up going to 58, which is honestly that's the scenario I see. I don't see it getting all the way up to like these historic levels, like 70%, but 58% is a very interesting level, and then we start pulling down 52 when we get like an alt bull like hype cycle, which is what I'm personally positioning myself for, because there's a lot more gains to be made, in my opinion, at least. All right. So something funny. Balaji had $1 million Bitcoin bet, and it finishes soon, and then he'll need a miracle. But there is a miracle. BlackRock buying Bitcoins is low key a miracle, because like that could be the one thing that makes Bitcoin pump to like insane valuations. Obviously, that's not gonna happen, but it's kind of entertaining that Balaji although his price prediction is wrong, a lot of the news that he talks about is right. And it's very entertaining. Uh, let's see. Yeah, so wait, BlackRock is using Coinbase, LMAO. So what about the SEC lawsuit? Yeah, so BlackRock are basically using Coinbase for their to like as custody for their ETF. So it's kind of funny because Coin are currently getting sued and shit for a lot, whatever, all this bullshit. But then they're able to apply for an ETF, and then Coinbase will be the custodians of it. Should be interesting. But then, all right, so Pomp was basically like BlackRock did not file for Bitcoin ETF. He was basically talking about how technically it's an ETF trust, which is similar to there's something called Grayscale BTC, GBTC, in the stock market. But but I'm pretty sure GBTC is like a futures where basically you can buy GBTC, but you can't get a redemption on it until they become an ETF, like a proper ETF. And so what ends up happening is there ends up being a premium or a discount on the GBTC coins or stocks versus the actual Bitcoin price, and that creates a lot of uncertainty for their value. However, and that's what Pomp is like relating it to. It's not like truly bullish. However, this is so usually physical commodities like gold and like I don't know. Basically, like usually physical commodities are ETF trusts, and this is a real deal spot ETF versus GBTC, which is like they're holding it for you. This is a spot ETF trust, which is still a good thing. So when anything could not be possible, not only did so Pomp used to be super bullish Bitcoin, he probably still is, and he used to have like laser eyes, he used to like talk all this shit, and he used to talk like massive ego. And then on the bottom, not only did Pomp sell the bottom and pivot to publicly scheming on middle-aged women, I don't know what that's about. He's now fighting Bitcoin because in all likelihood he has zero exposure. It's kind of funny because he's like not that bull. When you see Pomp, somebody who's been as bullish as he's been, and you see Bitcoin pump this much, and you see him being bearish, that is one of the greatest signs that we're probably going to keep going up. Because like that shows how killed sentiment is in a lot of these people who used to be like talk a lot of shit to everyone about how they're like genius and they're fully bullish, etc., etc., etc. And apparently this happened February 20th. Oh, okay, wait. This is what the comment, publicly scheming comment. But when you see them be like super bearish, or like they completely flip their views, even though fundamentally everything has changed, you know that things have changed, and you know that the bottom is in, most likely. I think right now it's probably like an 80% chance we continue pumping, in my opinion. Now, can that flip if we start dumping super hard? Absolutely. But I think just it looks so good to me. Like Bitcoin looks so good at this level. Like, and alts are gonna lag a lot. So what the pump cycle is gonna be? It's gonna be Bitcoin, then ETH, and alts. But Bitcoin looks so good at this level with all these new news that are coming out that it's so hard to be like bearish, in my opinion. But maybe, but if you got absolutely wrecked, it's understandable, and a lot of people did get absolutely wrecked. I was more protected on the downs. I was more protected because I started from literally nothing, and I'm up a lot from where I started. So I feel a lot better. But these people got absolutely wrecked, and they're hurt. But like crypto looks too good right now, and like this is the time you should be most focused, and this time you should be in it right now. And Pomp got absolutely wrecked, and I guess I don't even know what the hell this is. Why does he have a bunch of adult film stars on the show? I don't know. I don't really care, but that's pretty bad look for him. So also in other news for Coinbase, it's probably bullish for CoinStock. CoinStock's probably up insanely today. I'll be real. CoinStock, all right, not insanely, but I would be pretty bullish CoinStock at this level. Like looking to buy 48 to like this area here, like this whole area right here to just buy it. CoinStock. right now they now have this 4% yield on USDC. So basically, if you go and lock it, it's not even a lockup. You just stake your USDC, which you can unlock at any time. You get a 4% yield on their network, which is literally the risk-free rate that you'll get. And yeah, coin looks so good. Definitely time like coin looks super interesting now, especially with BlackRock supporting them. And once this SEC case gets cleared, like they're gonna pump ridiculously because it's gonna get cleared. It's so bullshit. And now they're having 4% yield on their USDC, which is literally equal to any savings account. And Coinbase have been historically, I've never had a single problem with Coinbase ever like locking my money. Like never had money stuck there ever. When you go to free transact, they say 3 to 5 days. I've always gotten my money the first day. Like Coinbase, like the one thing that I can say like has been like super easy and clean to use. And now they're having 4% yield. And I know even with Apple's 4% yield, people are having reporting problems of like withdrawing their money. And it looks like Coinbase probably could do a better job than all these TradFi companies. So I think it's going to be very interesting with Coinbase. And explains yesterday's USDC pump. Let's see if it's going to be enough to temporarily halt the relentless redemptions. And I think it will be enough to halt. Matic, 30 cent. Matic 0 is probably the most likely scenario. Something interesting. Hong Kong tells major banks to accept crypto companies as clients. So now crypto clients can work in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, in America, you have New York banning more exchanges and seizing crypto assets for customers, and over 1.1 million will be returned to 4,700 New York investors, and more than 600 grand will be paid in penalties to the state. Common China W, I guess, in the crypto end, and common L America on the crypto end. Fucking sucks, whatever. Sotheby's second 3AC NFT sale nets 10.9 million, with the Goose alone netting 6.2 million. So Ringer's number 879 sold for 6.2 million. So basically, all the 3AC NFTs are getting liquidated and they're being sold in auction. That's a Ringer sold for 6.2 million. So if you ever thought you could do art, you might as well take a try. Or if you never thought you could do art, you might as well take a try because look at this shit. And then this one sold, this Chromie Squiggle. I love the Chromie Squiggles. Sold for 635 grand. It just shows how ridiculous some of the NFTs are. But if anyone can do it, or if this can do it, anyone can. It's pretty funny. But honestly, the Ringers are kind of sick. I fuck with the Ringers a lot. I fuck with them a lot. I fuck with the Fidenzas a lot. I really want a Fidenza. That's like one of my dream NFTs. Binance just launched a Bitcoin mining service starting at $10.7 for every terahash. So basically, for each terahash purchase, you'll be able to earn money. I'd rather have a Ring of the Monkey. I don't know about that because I think there's a really interesting metaverse play with the monkeys, but I would rather have a Fidenza than a monkey. That absolutely I would rather have. But yeah, so Binance just launched a Bitcoin mining service. So basically, you can pay $10.70 for a terahash of power, and then basically you can earn yield on that. I don't really know exactly how it's going to work, but I think it's a very interesting service to have, and I'm sure some people will be very interested in it. And it makes, I don't know, like cloud mining it's getting kind of interesting. Now, do I think this is going to be worth it for the average user? No, but just something super interesting for like a Binance or venturing off into. Uh, Jack Dorsey, he's the creator of Twitter. He's having his Bitcoin self-custody wallet BitKey, and they're integrating with Cash App and Coinbase later this year. So this is how the wallet looks like. I'm pretty sure it's purely just a Bitcoin wallet, but they're partnering with Cash App and Coinbase. Very interesting for Cash App. I know you can already buy crypto, so it'll be cool if you can start connecting your wallet to Cash App, which I know is like an app a lot of Zoomers use. Blockworks news. There's nearly more ETH staked than ETH sitting on crypto exchanges. I think it's kind of funny. Like literally, so many people are staking ETH that there's more staked in volume or in amount than there are on exchanges. Is this bullish Ethereum? I guess. The issue with a lot of people staking is that over time this ends up lowering yield for everyone because you get a percentage of the total yield of the network, and unless the network is super busy, your yield is going to be lower, especially when as fees come down. If everybody's staking, then you're going to notice that overall fees get lower. And yeah, it's liquid staking too, so it's probably leveraged. Uh, maybe I don't really know too much about. So there's something called looping where you can like loop your ETH. I don't know how that works exactly. I haven't done research into it, but you're seeing a lot of people stake ETH, and the issue is as more people stake, there's the yield is going to go down for everyone percentage wise because it's only about a percentage of the yield. So it's hard to like be super like it's very easy like you can be bullish ETH, but I don't know how good like the yield is actually going to be where this actually matters. But it does mean that people are locking up their ETH, and that is good for ETH price at the end of the day. Uh, don't hate on the bomb. Oh yes, this is the guy who exited June 10th. I can't wait for us. And then don't hate on the bomb style to give you. DeFi is kind of interesting. Whatever. He's pretty sad. I don't want to talk too much about it, but I think we're seeing complete capitulation on the timeline. And I really think that we're about to like, especially look at this 1 hour. All right, well, we didn't break up, but I think we end up breaking up on the 1 hour, and I think it's gonna be very bullish overall. All right, let's get into a watch list. Let's just go to the watch list, and then we'll do our crypto coins of the day. I'm gonna be DCing into coins I already have, so I didn't open up anything. Currently though, the watch or the so this is day 8 right now. So day 7 is yesterday. So currently down $8.68 or 58 cents on the portfolio, which honestly isn't that bad. Saying the market literally like completely shit itself, and then it's recovered decently. So it's actually quite decent, and we're gonna DCA again today. Cash mostly portfolio is very nice in the bear market, as you'll find out. What's up today? So Stacks is on Bitcoin, Quant, KCS, Franks. I actually want to do some research of Franks. I heard some really bullish news on it recently. I don't know too much about it. GMX is up 6%. So on the weekly, what's up? KuCoin's up. I wonder why KuCoin's up. I've noticed it up like the last few days now. Trust Wallet, Maker's up, which is crazy. Other than that, everything should be down. Yeah, EOS down 30. Yeah. What's down the daily? VeChain. Oh, VeChain is like one of those coins that have like I remember this coin at like 40 cents, 35 cents, and it's been down only ever since. God damn. Polygon, send it to 0. All right. Let's go to the watch list. Anything super interesting that's up? Nope. Everything's down on my watch list. Sounds about right. I mean, Pendle's up 14% of the day. Super's up 12% of the day. RFox Labs up 7%. Pico, which was my DCA yesterday, is up 6.7%. So W Pico. Wait, I'm up on Pico. Let's go. I'm up 67 cents. Or like that. Like that. DCA portfolio, too easy. All right. Radix. Everything else is pretty much sideways or down. Looks about right. So today, I was gonna DCA into GMX. So GMX is slowly gonna start turning into my biggest position, but GMX is so bullish. Like in my opinion, I think GMX is one of the bullish coins. So all right, wait, let's just start DCAing Bitcoin. I'll get into GMX and I'll get into gains. So oh wait, this is my Bitcoin. Wait, I'm stupid. So all right, is it 4? No, it's not. All right, well I'm just picky as fuck. I wanted a. Oh my god. I need to like learn when to quit. All right, fuck it. That's good enough for me. Add transaction. GMX good take. Oh yeah, but I'll go into some GMX news. I should have pulled it up, but there's a lot of bullish GMX news right now that I want to talk about. Yeah, thanks. My math is fucking insane. 0.0. Ah, easy. Like that. Like that. Instantly. 0.06. All right. So GMX. So what happened with GMX? So apparently GMX V2 is coming out soon. I think it's very interesting. GMX yield is still super strong because everybody loves to leverage trade. Everybody's a gambler. What else? Yeah, that was it pretty much actually. But GMX is just such an interesting project because people love to gamble, and there's anything I'm willing to bet on is people will continue to gamble. And so as long as people love to gamble and they love to go long on dexes, GMX, you can do it in America. You can just go on to Arbitrum. You go on to Optimus. Well, I don't know if it's on Optimus, but I'm pretty sure it's on Arbitrum, and it's on Polygon. You have these super low fees. it's the way it works. GMX fundamentally works is basically it uses an oracle, so that's kind of bearish, but that only is bearish when headphones out because I just started talking for too long and my headphones weren't all right. But basically, GMX, you can go on an oracle, you can just long it, mark it. There's zero slippage. You can go and mark as long as much as you want, as well as when you stake your GMX tokens, you get a yield of the fees. So now officially, my big cap portfolio, which my best performer is GMX, my worst performer is SWE, unfortunately, is actually outperforming my ETH portfolio because of the fact that like you have GMX doing solid, SWE's down 3, Radix is the same, Woo's the same, and Lido's barely down. Sui's unironically, I think, one of my biggest losers right now. But GMX is just such a bullish token. You'll see a lot of my focus around these perp dexes. Big, like this whole hype is just this whole hype is warranted because people love to gamble. And Pico Protocol was my best performer yesterday, as you could tell. And today I'm gonna DCA another 10 into gains, which I'm slightly down on. What is gains? Gains is the exact same thing as GMX, pretty much, except you can do just like Pika Protocol. It's very similar to Pika Protocol, where you can do a lot of what's it called? You can do shoot. What are the USD Euro? Fuck. You do a lot of forex trading on it. So we're gonna DC another 10. These are gonna be like these perp dexes are just super interesting and super bullish to me. And I think you're when we see GMX explode again, we're going to see a lot of the smaller ones start to explode also. And that's going to be more based on hype than is fundamentals. While the GMX exploding in valuation will be more due to that'll be more due to people actually using it, people actually yielding, and people want to lock up their yield, and so that'll create real fundamental value. And then these alternative ones, these micro ones, are just going to blow up in value just because of the trends, the next cool thing. But I personally believe these DeFi protocols are like going to be the next hype cycle, especially with all these exchanges getting attacked. So that's why I'm putting a lot of like emphasis on this. And like literally every investment here is, well, other than Hourglass, which is literally gambling, and I'm up on it, so we take those. But I'm up 5% on it, so it's just as easy as that. But everything else has to do with, I think, level also. Yeah, I think all of them have to do with perp dexes. Here on my smaller caps, or on my big caps, these are all top 100 coins. This is a dex. This is an L1. This is L1. This is a dex, and then Lido is Lido. So we love gambling. I definitely want to start adding into my micro portfolio. I have a few gambling protocols, so in my watch list. Let me just sort by market cap really quickly. So I know Redoto is a gambling protocol, super small market cap. I want to do more research into that. I think like their price ended up rugging, or like coin market cap stop like falling in. I don't know exactly why, but I got to do more research. VPP is another one where, all right, people playing poker, but I got to see the tokenomics more on these. D-Race, another gambling one. I would love to gamble on stream. Unfortunately, in America, you have to be 21 to gamble. I might do some live like trading though. That's legal. But I also want to get drunk on stream, which will be interesting. But it'll be funny. Imagine I start gambling. But I definitely want to do some more research into these gambling protocols, and I think there's a lot of potential in them because people love to gamble, and the casino always wins. I also like Roulette or Rollbit, I think. So let me Google Rollbit. Yes, Rollbit Casino. I know they have NFTs. Mavia is definitely. It's not proxy gambling. I think gaming is kind of, but I don't think it's exactly. I think it's more of a skill game, and unless you can like bet on games, unless you can bet on who's gonna win like an attack or like, it's hard to say. So Rollbit, obviously, like I can't because but I'm trying to find their NFTs. I don't know. Let me check OpenSea really quickly. I think like all the I think you they're yeah, so they have their Rollbit. I don't know. They have like some NFTs. I don't know if this is it. I think they have. I don't know. I don't know too much. I gotta find it. But these gambling networks are gonna be super interesting. Poker and blackjack are skill gambling, but the problem is I don't see like blackjack is against the dealer, so there is money to be made. The problem is poker is player versus player. So unless you're giving a fee every hand to the casino, which is illegal, you're not allowed to do that legally in America. Then I believe at least you're not allowed to do it legally in America. then it's hard to make money off of poker. So it's not really something I'm super interested in. It's hard to be interested in the tokenomics of that. But I definitely want to look into more slots. This is RDT. I think let me open up their website. We'll do some live research on stream because why not? They have like multiple games, and all right, meet their team. Their website looks clean. I found them a long time ago. They are if they're on being I don't know what network they're on. They have a lot of partners. Damn, they're partnered with Morales. Good for them. And like this is honestly super interesting to me. I gotta do more research into their token, but this is like a token that I'll definitely be looking at DCA into in the future. If I look deeper into it, it continues to look super interesting. And these gambling protocols are in general what I'm bullish on. All right, let's move on. Fuddies are now at a floor of 95. Wait, is this correct? TFT stream never. Their floor is 105. Nice, nice, nice. They now have or so Hyperspace always had a rarity. Now Clutchy apparently have a rarity, so you can see that on Clutchy's site. You can see their rarities now of all of them. They're both aggregated, so the rarity should be the same. Yeah, the rarities are the same. And they're also aggregated in terms of if something's on sale here, they're on sale here. It's the same. You can see the prices and stuff. This is due to the way the NFTs are actually are coded, which is pretty cool. But yeah, Fuddy's 105 floor again sideways. Poker does rake fees on each. I gotta see the legality of it because I remember seeing a movie like a while ago where that said it's literally illegal for you to take a cut of the pool each hand. So I mean this is a movie. I don't know how correct it is, but this is like one of those movies based on true story type things. So I'm pretty where I don't know. I gotta do some research into it. I gotta check. It's not a pool cut. All right. Well, then I don't know how it works. I don't know. Gotta Google it. All right. Pudgy Penguins, floor sideways. There is an inner igloo meeting. Flat fee IRC. Okay. If there's a flat fee, then that's a very good sign. Then there definitely is somewhere to make money. So inner igloo meeting. They're gonna talk about all the recent expos and all upcoming news and stuff. This is gonna be from 4 to 6 on Sunday. Neo Tokyo. So NFT migration just happened, so you can that Giga Chad Pepe U. I don't know what Pepe. Is there a Pepe here? Oh. I didn't even fucking notice it. It's actually sick. Wait, I'm saving this image. One sec. Let me just save this. Let me just save that really quickly. All right. Moving on. Yeah, that's me right there. How'd you know? So, Neo Tokyo floor has dropped quite a bit. I mean, it's floor's 5.4 ETH. Oh, it went up. Oh, look at that. Floor went up, but I know bytes dropped like crazy. All right, let's pull up the bytes chart. Where is it? Right here. 4.6. Yeah, so bytes dropped like ridiculously. I sold like half my bytes up here, 8.1. Now it's down 50%. Maybe I should just buy back in. I could buy back in like with like half the money. So I don't know. But bytes are the reserve currency of the metaverse, obviously, as Elio Trades keeps saying. I'm pretty bearish this chart long term. This looks like an exit pump. But maybe it's bullish. Maybe it's not, but maybe it is. One can hope. One can hope. I'm curious to see how Bytes 2.0 though do because what ended up happening with Bytes is the reason they ended up getting valued so high is that there was so little liquidity in the pool and people were just slowly buying that it went to an up only chart. So Bytes 2.0 could low key just do the exact same thing. I don't know how liquidity is gonna. I mean, obviously liquidity is gonna get migrated, but I think it's gonna be interesting to see how that plays out with it. But yeah, so Bytes 2.0 finally launched. You can now stake your NFTs. Then they had a founders roundtable, which was invited to everyone. So they end up having like 500 people, but it's not 500 plus members in Neo Tokyo. It's 500 plus people who are in the Discord. So I don't think the number's as important since the Discord should have like at least 50,000 people, 60,000 people. I got pinged by Kalani something. What is this? Have you seen this? All right, let's see what Crypto Lynn has tweeted. Some projects have Think small. Other. All right. So he's bullish or she's bullish. Root Genesis. All right. I'll do research on that in the future, and I'll probably buy it because I just listened to this person. Yeah. The price of bytes really depends on stake and percent demand emissions. It really does. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And then X plus X D gods. They have a gift for Frank D gods, and they sent him to his ordinals wallet. So this is basically the 10 plus club for D gods, or if you have 10 or more, you can join this club. 10 more D gods. I still don't own any, but basically, apparently they copped a Bitcoin that was mined. So a Satoshi that was mined on the first. On the first Bitcoin minted right before the D gods NFT was minted, and then they described it with the D gods logo, and then they sent it to Frank. I don't know why people think this is so cool, but people think this is cool, so fuck it. But I don't really give a fuck about this. I just thought the reason I want to talk about it was because people seem to make a big deal about these Bitcoin ordinal stuff, and I'm sure like sentimentally it might mean something to Frank, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem that interesting to me. It seems like a lot of like dumb shit, but whatever. And yeah, I'll do research this later. That's about it for today. I don't have the news was pretty slow. To be honest, I streamed for a while because I was talking for a while. I love to talk. Oh, it's damn streamed 47 minutes. Damn, but news was pretty slow. Other than the ETF, there wasn't like anything super interesting. Pretty much a sideways day. And I think we'll end it off on that. I think most will be absolutely worthless. I think there's a lot of hype right now, but I don't understand why people get so hyped over, oh yeah, this Bitcoin was minted then. It's just one the whole point is one Bitcoin is always equal to one Bitcoin. They will all have the exact same value. And the whole thing with these ordinal stuff is they're trying to value one over the other. And I get some of the NFT ones, but I don't get most of them. I don't get like 99%. I don't get like 99.5. I don't know. I get the ones that were the first Bitcoin transacted. I kind of get that, but other than those, I really find it hard to see how the rest of them are. And the thing is, they tag these Bitcoins where they literally tag them where, oh yeah, this is the Bitcoin that in this historical moment. But I feel like there's so many historical moments for Bitcoin that there's gonna be a lot of these moments. I think it's gonna end up diluting the valuation of a lot of them at the end of the day. So I guess we'll find out. Buy Pudgy Penguins. It's my only non-financial advice. Financial advice. This is not financial advice, by the way. Everything I say on the show will be used against you because everything I say is my opinion. And you should like and subscribe if you're watching. Anything else I have to say? Not really. Thank you for viewing. I think that's it. I think today was apparently it's a holiday. Juneteenth. I don't even know what the fuck that is. Bye. Have a good day. Go enjoy it with your family. I'm gonna go. I don't know what I'm gonna go do. I'm gonna go take a nap probably. I'm tired. Feeling absolutely massive though. All right. I'm done flexing. Adios.